This is a Mobilvetta Kea P86 2. Now the interesting thing with this is it's a just short of 7.5 metre vehicle, and yet it is 3,500 kilograms. You can drive this on a standard car license. However, in this configuration it will only travel and sleep with 2 people. You can opt for a version that will travel and sleep with 4 people, but that takes you up to 4,400 kilograms and you need a C1 license. It also gives you automatic transmission, whereas this one's a manual. So it just depends what you want really. If you just want it for 2 people and you want to drive on a standard license, this will allow you to do it. If you want the extra payload, you can have it. Gas bottles live in there. And if we come on around the vehicle, cassette for the toilet is here, 240 volt power of course. Pretty decent garage on this one as well actually. Have a look in here. There we go, check that out. What's nice is it's illuminated, as you can see. We've got power into here as well, brilliant for charging an electric bike for example. And it's also got an Audi wet heating system, so you've got radiators, and that's what this fellow here is, and they're inside the vehicle as well of course. And that little chap there gives you access directly from the interior, and of course these outside doors lock, so you don't have a security issue with that. This is quite nice. They put this little chap in here just to give you a little bit more tucked away storage for smaller items rather than having them rattle around, which is excellent. So yeah, lit, heated, little security fellas to strap your load down with, and power as well. That's a useful space. Let's carry on around. Reversing camera is tucked underneath the high level brake light just there. And we'll come on round again and take a look inside. Now this is a coach built, so you can see we've got the cab here at the front. It's based on the Fiat and it is 140 horsepower, I think I'm right in saying. Decent chunk of vehicle that, isn't it? I like the light above the door, that's very nice. And then this one down here is just a little locker, great for muddy boots and that sort of thing. Just to get those out of the way before you go inside. And inside is where we're going next. There's a bin on the inside of the door first of all. These have all got blinds on them, so you've got the privacy of those, but also there is a bug screen that comes out of there, which is great, so you can have the door open, keep the bugs out. Fantastic. Now, as I mentioned, this is designed to travel with 2 people, so you've obviously got the swiveling seats at the front here. If you go for the version that will travel with 4 with a higher payload, this seat here is a seat across here instead with seat belts. That's basically the difference. This seat is still here, and in fact you can unfold this table. Well, you can move it around first of all as you can see, but it also unfolds like this, so you can make it into a really nice dining area there. If we come right up to the front, I mentioned this one's manual transmission. If you go for the 4,400 kilogram version you get automatic, and it's the Fiat again, as I mentioned, 140 horsepower. Reversing camera appears on there along with obviously entertainment systems and all that kind of thing. You've got the climate control there as well, and there are blinds. You can see one over there and there's one here. These slide across again, great for a bit of privacy. Big opening skylight above us, and I'll keep pointing this out, but nonetheless, just so you know you're there. Bug screens as well, so they've all got those over them, and that opens for ventilation. And then there's bits of storage all over the place. So it's in behind here, it's up here. They've packed a lot into this. I like the lighting as well. In fact, talking of lighting, some really discreet lighting under here. I didn't realise what this was until, if you touch this end bit, you can see that sort of pretty much disappears, but you've got that little blue light at the end there, which just lets you know where the button is. That's quite clever, isn't it? Again, opening windows, again blinds that come across those, and that is the front bit. I'll swing you around this way because I want to show you that you can put a TV up on this bracket here. You can see the power socket for it, and the 12 volt socket and the aerial sockets are all there. And if you come on around here, you can see the heating system, which is telling us it's currently 33.5 degrees in here on the warmest day of the year so far doing this. That was wise, wasn't it? And that is again gets you into things like the there we go, battery levels, water levels, all that kind of stuff is all in on there. Obviously these are both on 0 because it's brand spanking new, and we've got starter battery and leisure battery. Thusly you can control the heating from here as well. There we go, currently 33 degrees. A summer's day in the UK, doesn't happen often. There we go, a bit more storage. Fridge, freezer is underneath that one. I like the little lights, I don't know how well you can see them, but this mirror has got illumination all the way around it, which is quite cool. Skylights down through the centre, and if we come right on around, we've got the kitchen over here, again, with bits of storage about the place. That, I think, is for the antenna, so you can move the antenna around on the top. That's what that is. 3-burner hob, but what they've done is they've made one of these electrics. So if you're plugged into 240 volt power, you don't need to use your gas. And then there's the oven underneath. Sink, of course, is beneath that one. And then you get more storage here. These are quite nice, little slide out units like this. And you've got your cutlery drawer in there as well. Like so. There we are. I like the finishes in here. See, they've gone for a high gloss here and then a matte finish in places like this. Really nice. Fantastic. Okay, press on back a bit further. More bits of storage even underneath the floor. Look at this. Which is very helpful. And then we've got the loo over on this side. And you've got the sink there as well, of course. And I think that's storage behind here. Hang on. Yes. There we go. Very helpful. And it's down underneath the sink as well. And that's part of the Audi heating system again. Everything's tucked away and it's all, as I say, warm radiators rather than hot air blasting out. Very nice. In fact, what you can do with this door, which is really good, is you can do this with it. There we go, and close that off from the main vehicle. And then what you've got is sliding doors here, which are clipped back at the minute. That would help, wouldn't it? Hang on. There we are. And that now will completely enclose this area with a solid door, which is excellent. There we go. Showers on this side, and you've got, of course, screens that come across here. Some very nicely lighting details in here. And you've got a skylight up above, so you've got ventilation and light from there as well. So yeah, you can have that as a completely separate enclosed area with this door across and that one across. It can be like an ensuite to this cabin, or you can, this one closed, it's for people to come in and use, or you can just keep that one shut like this, and then it's just a normal walk through and a normal toilet on that side. So a lot of configuration options there. This is quite clever. Look how this, I think they call it the keep here, disappears. So normally it's like that when you open it, and then when it goes into there you'll see it flick out. How cool is that? Brilliant. It's a tiny thing, but it pleases me. If we come right on back here, again, bits of storage, but also, again, power socket and aerial sockets. If you want to put a TV on here, then you can do. Big opening windows back here, and a big skylight as well, which again opens, again, blinds that come across. And again, storage right across the back. Now what you can do with this, well, first of all, I'll point out this because that is that access back into the garage that we saw from the outside. And then this is drawers underneath here, like this. And in fact, we've got hanging rails in this one. So just there and there. In fact, what you can do with these, I think I'm right in saying, yeah, you can bring your rails out. That's very good, isn't it? That one's not been fitted yet. But nonetheless, that's what would be there, hanging rail, so it brings your clothes out for you to get to nice and easily. You can have this as a double if you want to. So you can slide this one, he says. Yeah, there we go. That one comes out as infill cushions. That's what we saw in the garage, and you can have that as a double bed. Now, having said that this travels with two and it sleeps two, and that is exactly how it is sold, there is nonetheless another bed here. So if I push that one there, now you can think about this in a couple of ways. You can think about it in the way that you don't have to share a bed if you don't want to. You can have one person sleeping here and one person sleeping at the back. But also, of course, you know, if you're on a site and maybe your kids come to visit or something like that and you want a bit of extra sleeping capacity, okay, you can't travel with 4 people in it, but you can still certainly sleep 4 people in it. So although they can't really call it a travel with 4 and sleep with 4, nonetheless, it does. That there is a bit of netting that you can lift up and it clips onto these chaps here and just gives a bit of security. So if you have got young children in there, you don't got to worry about them falling out. There we go, let's power that one away. It's a nifty vehicle, isn't it? I like the finish underneath here. There we go. Excellent. Right, I am going to take a seat up here. And I'm going to say massive thanks to Marquis Motorhomes, because they got this one for sale and they've invited me to film it. Huge thanks as ever to you guys for watching it. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments, and we'll catch you on one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.